Did you miss me? Sorry that I've been a little bit absent right lately, but I guess who's back? That's right, man. Hey, it is a different time of the week, of course. I know Friday night. You know what? I wanted to get this in earlier, or whatever, because I do know that people want to get out and they want to go party. It is the weekend, and I fully get it, and I 100% agree. You guys should be doing that. But before you guys do, I wanted to talk a little bit about football and talk a little bit about the combine this week because Joe Hortiz is out there talking about some of the players and talking about the upcoming season. And Jim Harbaugh is locked in, looking at all these players. Doesn't even have a notebook. He's not even sitting in a booth or anything like that. He's right there in the stands. And so I wanted to actually talk a little bit about all that stuff. So let's just jump into it, guys. And as always, Bolt Bros, let's go.
What's up, Pyramid, man? You watching the Boat Bros podcast. Stay tuned.
Shout out blue dreams, stadium lights gleam. Boat Bros on the beat, lead stream. Chargers rocking speeds, Sonic Supreme. From the podcast to the field, we're a team. Charged up, Boat Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bolts in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.
Alrighty, yes, people are starting to trickle in. It's like I didn't know how many people are going to show up on this one because, to be honest, it's a different time. It's on a Friday night. People are getting ready to bolt the f up for the weekend. Yeah, man, I see some people in the chat already. I see Rich up in the his a. What's up, my man? Hey, how you doing? I don't even know if that really even made sense, but what's up, my guy? I hope you're still drowning your tears because of the embarrassing loss in the Olympics right now, but hey, you know what, but I do know you are a football fan, so I don't really know necessarily if you are a NFL fan, but yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for showing up here. All comments and all fan bases are welcome here, of course. Talk their business, talk whatever like that, because we like to have a good time here, for sure. Anyhow, so let's talk a little bit about strategy today, guys. But first, actually, I do want to say, how are y'all doing? It's Friday. It's time to beat BTFU. You know what I'm saying? Bolt the Friday up, folks. Show. But yeah, man, Joe Hortiz, Mike McDaniel, and Chris O'Leary. The AI does not do justice to anyone. I think Mike McDaniel is the only one that really did a decent job here, and obviously it shows 2024 draft strategy. So I don't know. I guess we back back a couple years. We stepped back a little bit, but whatever. It's AI. I don't know. It does its thing. But they're talking strategy, man. The combine is in full swing right now, and there's been a couple good days so far, man. Tell you what, one of these players out there freaking. Oh, I just realized that light's on. I don't really want it on, but it's okay. There's a linebacker out there who's freaking killing it right now. And hey, we got ourselves a little hey, what's up? Hugo Boss. Join the Bolt Bros Club once again, my man. Thank you. Anyhow, so I was saying, like, the man, there's some amazing players out there right now. I think the fastest time is under 4.25 or something like that. Ridiculous speed out there right now because they have the defensive backs today, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that we want to figure out all the different things that the Chargers want to do right now. So. Sorry, my thoughts are kind of going all over the place because I'm reading your comments as well right now too. So, but I do got a lot of information that I want to get through, but I'll try to the best I can to get your guys' comments. But yeah, let's just get into like the Thunder Hub. You know what I'm saying? Let's go! It's time. Okay. But by the way, guys, so just so you're aware, I did want to go yesterday, but my son had an event. With his school, so I wanted to be present for that. So of course, as you all know, family comes first, and I know you guys are the Bolt fam, but hey, man, we do want to make sure that my kid has a good core memory of me kind of being there and watching him do his thing and stuff like that, So I did choose to do that. But hey, I'm still here for y'all, baby. Hey, we got a Friday night vibes, man. I know some of y'all in the West Coast are just getting out of work, so man, hey, let me know how your week's been. I'm gonna get into your comments for a little bit before I dive into this. I got a few, but like I said, hey, Hugo just joined, became a member, and just so you guys know, so yeah. I am going to be dropping in some more emojis in there. I got I guess 3 more slots. And I think I need I think it was 5 more people, and then I can put a lot more emojis into the chat, and into the club status and stuff like that. So if you did want to join, it's great. You don't have to do it, but it is it's either 99 cents or the $5 one. So the $5 holla, that membership is going to give us some more things. I'm still trying to figure out a few things with it, but if you are that, I will be able to let you give you some discounts on some merch and stuff like that, So, but yeah, Hugo Boss put some of the emojis out there. I do have a couple more that I need to put in there, and they will be available. So yeah. Anyways, but appreciate you guys. Yeah, see, just say you took those pics. You were behind the camera. What? Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Yeah, man. Hey, no, I staged it all. I found a couple of my friends that are kind of lookalikes of Joe Hortiz, Coach Mike McDaniel, and Chris O'Leary, and I think John Spanos. Yeah, I found some people that looked like them, and we staged it. And we did the best we could. Down there in Cali in the sunshine, he needs to man up and move somewhere with seasons. Hey, man, I'm in Utah now. Hey, no, I don't know if you know that. I'm in Utah now, brother. Yeah, so I got seasons, but actually technically not, because Utah, we it's here in the winter. And we've barely had any snow, so I don't know. Can't really count the seasons here, So yeah. Gabriel, my man. In my humble opinion, I think the strategy should be go all in on the side of the one side of the ball, lean on into helping the first-year coordinator Mike McDaniel with the juggernaut. And that's actually a very good strategy, because honestly, our defense seems pretty solid. Keep the players that we have now. Maybe pick up a few things here and there, a few other pieces, but man, focus on the offense, because that would be huge right now, right? I like that. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Daywalker Blade? How you doing? Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of weird, but it's kind of funny. I think I have heard. Oh, me and my brothers did talk about this, by the way, for the rest of the class, and we're debating. It's because we've heard that Jim Harbaugh, there's a lot of players that kind of dislike his kind of rants, and I was telling stories, and he's not really being efficient with time in some meetings or whatever. But I think what the bigger issue is here is that obviously you see the positions coaches are and offensive coordinator, ratings are horrible. And so what we believe that could be is that, that Coach Harbaugh was not making things happen. He's stuck by his gun, stuck by the current coaches, when he should have just cut them loose, and that's a really big thing, though. So I really think that could have been part of it, but I don't know. We'll see how the grades are next year, So we both know that the reading scores in Cali are not great. It's okay. Richie, it's actually worse probably here in Utah. I'd be perfectly honest, So yeah. Let's see. Who wants who wants an Android emoji? Well, I got some funny ones in there too. But if he has his beautiful shirts, you might want him. That's it. Hey, Bolt Lightning, my man, how you doing? Who you want for a first pick? I want the guard from Penn State. Yes, me too. I want Vega Ione for sure. That's my top choice right now. So yeah. Andrew, yes, you caught us live, my man. How you doing? Or caught me live. How about that? Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So all right. But yeah. So like I said, I got a lot to get through. So let's just kind of dive into it now. Excited for y'all to be here tonight. But I got a lot of different things I want to talk about. So I'm excited for the show. I hope y'all are too, man. But let's get into it. So, hey, man, but if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the show, because it really does help us out. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers for this channel. And just so you guys know, we're going to do something big for when we hit that 10,000 fan subscribers mark. I honestly think that we will do a massive raffle, massive giveaway for Charger tickets. We'll get just like we did last year. And we're our own El Chorchis, otherwise aka Miguel. He got 2 tickets to go to any game of the season, and we'll do that same thing when we hit 10,000. We'll figure out a way to do a raffle for all of our fans. Whoever's in there, whoever subscribed to the channel, will have a chance to get that ticket. Get those things. So we'll give away 2 of our tickets, and that way you can have it. So, but let's dive into it though. So get into it. But so obviously tell all your friends about the situation that's going to happen is at hand. We're almost there at 10,000, but we want to do it so bad. Okay, so let's talk about the 2026 blueprint that Joe Hortiz has talked about here. So I figured out some new AI tools, whatever like that. That's freaking fantastic. I'm super happy about this thing. So I'm going to share it with you. That is not Joe Hortiz, but it looks pretty. Maybe it's when he was a little bit younger, when he had a little bit more hair. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was about 20, 30 years ago. I don't know. Anyways, all right. So let's first talk about the state of the franchise and a bird's eye view, essentially, of everything. So obviously, good riddance. Get that thing out of here. That's right. Sound the alarm. Thank goodness. Bradley Bozeman is gone. Okay, we now have a vacancy at the center. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the future here. And we'll talk about Odafe Oweh. We can't do a franchise tag for him, obviously, because we haven't had him but we can talk about free agency issues with him. So let's get into that, discussion a little bit as well. And we'll kind of briefly talk about the Mike McDaniel effect here. What is his impact going to be on the draft this year? I'm excited to talk a little bit about that, So, and then now let's talk about the draft market. Now, there's a huge thing going on right now with the NIL shift. That started basically like what, couple years ago, and now we're getting like some essentially like veteran level players instantly out of the draft, which is really weird. It really has changed the draft market entirely. So this is really going to be an interesting draft year now, because like some of these people that are in the draft, especially in the first round picks or whatever, they are going to be like poster boy, already millionaires coming into the NFL. And that's really weird, and, and not only that, but a lot of them have already been playing football for like 6 and 7 years. So they're like full grown adults. They probably even have babies. They probably have like, all this like stuff. I don't know. It's going to be weird, really interesting. So we'll see into this. We'll talk more about this and stuff in a second here. So, okay. Hugo made a comment though here. Says, I don't want to be the guy, so I say even though Bozeman was disappointing for us, I wish they got the best going forward. And like, yeah, I'm obviously no. Look, let me be perfectly honest. He's a good guy. I don't doubt that at all. But as a player, he was not it. He was not the guy that we needed for sure. And I even made this comment earlier in the week to my brothers in our group chat. I'm like, it's a really weird feeling that we could literally go for any other player at center position from any other team and have an improvement based off of Bradley Bozeman. And that's a really weird situation. So I get it, man. He's a good person. I like all of our players. As people, I like them all. But as players, we have criteria. Understand that, we need them to perform to the maximum ability, and we need to get that performance on them. Bottom line is, hey, the bar is here, and if you're under here, if you're at the beard level, I need you at the Bolt Bros level in order for you to stay on this team. That makes sense. Yeah, I like that a lot. So look, the bar is my nose. If you're down here in my beard, you shouldn't be playing with my beard. I want you up here with the Bolt Bros. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Anyhow. But yeah, so let's dig into this. So pillar number 1 right now. So we got, obviously, we already know what's going on. We got our coaches involved here. We're building the brain trust, 2026 strategy relies on synergy between Minter's defensive continuity by now having Chris O'Leary to continue that legacy on, and McDaniel's coming into the offense and being innovative and making us have speed. It really just kind of lighten the fire on under everything with Justin Herbert and all that stuff. We got to just optimize our scheme to fit the talent that we have, not force anyone, not force a square peg in a round hole that freaking gonorrhea was doing with us the entire time. So this is going to be a huge shift for us right now. So now, like I said, the biggest thing that I want to see Mike McDaniel do, I want to see rookie season and first and second year season Justin Herbert return. Yeah, I want to see that 5,000 yard plus type of year, maybe even 4,000 plus. I'd be totally okay with a 4,000 plus, because I do believe that as Joe Hortiz has said in his interview that Justin Herbert is going to go off. And I'm down for it. I am 100% here for it because I want to see that boy perform. If he is, as long as Herbert has just 1, maybe 2 extra seconds, I mean, that would be, oh my gosh, that would be amazing to see, my guys. We would easily see that 4,000 plus yard season, MVP season, 100%. Lock it down. I said it first. MVP season loading for Justin Herbert, my man. But let me just see, as I put in here, the front office views Justin Herbert's capability as limitless. 100%. I 100% believe that. I have full faith in him. He just had sucky lines, he can't do much if he's running around for his life. I do admit I struggle with a lot of things with him because he had an amazing year 2 years ago, 4 picks all year. Had 4 picks in the playoff game wild card. That was unacceptable. Just got to say that. And he's still struggling to win a playoff game. I am upset about that a lot, but there are reasons why it happened, and we just got to get through. We just got to get that one win. It is now. It is the time. Now is the time. That's it. That's my biggest thing. So, anyhow. Okay. So now the defense continuity and aggression and stuff. Minter's legacies. We literally had year-over-year growth in the system. Allows faster play speed. We've seen it. We've been a top 5, top 10, top 5 defense all throughout and stuff like that. So I'm excited for it. So now that this new philosophy coming in is that players are no longer thinking. We're going to be reacting. The system is installed, and now it's just about refinement. And so Chris O'Leary is going to continue. Yeah, it's not going to be the exact same as Minter, but it's going to be similar, but different enough to be new and to be refreshing and to keep other offenses on their toes because they've already seen Minter's system twice here. It's possible that sometimes some of them have figured it out, but now they got Chris O'Leary, and Chris's mind with it now. Things are going to be changed. Things are going to be a little bit different, hopefully better, and or if nothing else, not a degradation. That hopefully doesn't go opposite. Okay. Actually, now it's about the time I want to do the high voltage pocket pool. But before I do that, let's get into some of your guys' comments. I want to see what you guys have been chatting about. I know you guys saw a couple things here. And so let's get into it. Okay, so I see some questions here. Y'all talking to each other in the chat a little bit. I love that. Thank you guys. Okay, so Hugo says, yes, we need the best players we can get, but unfortunately, Bozeman just not it. And it sucks to say that because he seems like a good dude, but it was time to move on, and we need to pick up the best center. Yes, and we'll get into that too. It's possible that we could be looking at picking up a center from free agency is more than likely going to be the scenario, because obviously, but here's the thing too, is is Andre James going to be a good one? He's technically a veteran. Now, understand that, he's been in the league for at least 5-6 years or something. And, was a very high draft pick. Yeah, he's been around a little bit. Maybe he just needs a shot. That's my biggest philosophy with football is that there's so many players out there that could have been great. Should have, would have, could have kind of deal like that, but they just never had the shot. They never had the shot to start, and that they knew that they were the guy, and they had the ability and the opportunity to step up in a big way. And so that's kind of like my thought too. Maybe that's for Andre James, because I don't know if he's ever been 100% the starter. So maybe we'll find out. But we'll find out. So let's see. Yeah. Kyle's beard is hard. Not gonna lie, no diddy. I do put some oil in it every once in a while. So yeah. El Chorchi's got a question for us. How much money is or was saved from Bozeman's retirement? Actually, it's a good question. Let me double check here. I don't think there was much saved. I think we do have some I think we have some dead cap for it, I think. But actually, I don't know. I think because we didn't cut him, he may forfeit that money, I think, right? I'm not 100% sure how it works. Oh, sorry. Let me just double check real quick. See if there's anything that we have here. Oh, cap space. Here we go. Look at that. Chargers right now, we're ranked number 4, by the way. And I'll get into this in a little bit too. I guess I'll just mention it right now. Speaking of that, we now have an official number on our cap space. I don't know if you guys have all saw it, but it looks like we have $85 million now in cap space, official, because of the the salary increase, plus all that stuff. So let me just double check real quick. I'm looking at over the cap here. I wish if I had it on the right screen. I don't have it on the right screen. I can't share the screen. Let's see. Look this up for you guys. Oh, he's already been cut off this thing. Shoot. He's already. All right, we'll talk about that on Sunday. We'll dig into it a little bit more. We'll circle back on that one on Sunday. My bad. It's not even there, so yeah. All right, here. So let's see. Joe Hortiz. That's right. I like that too, Papa. What's up? Hugo says, did you see something about the cap space being changed? Yeah, I just talked about it. Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot more now. Let's see. Oh yeah, Daywalker. Yeah, Spanish. Daywalker. I'm glad that you bring that up, because there is something that I'm cooking in the back. So why? Hey, guys, just so you know, just because I'm not here doing the Thunder Hub every week, I am cooking up something fierce for y'all. That y'all gonna blow your freaking minds over this thing, man. I'm very excited about that thing, so I can't say it enough. And that is one thing that I am going to talk about here. So y'all just stay tuned, and you'll get it first. And it might be initially released as a members only thing, just so you're aware. So that way people can give me some notes at first, and then once people get through all that stuff and get it all finalized, then it will be released to the public. So that's kind of one idea that I have about the members being the part of the Bolt Bros Cousins. Y'all can be on the inside, and we can share ideas about this upcoming thing that I got here. So let's see. Hugo Boss, good question here. Richie's out. Okay, well, appreciate you, Richie. You have a great one. Talk to you again next time. Linderbaum or McGovern. I was high on the former, but after seeing the rankings, I'm leaning towards McGovern. Yeah, right now I kind of like McGovern, especially because apparently the Ravens right now gave Linderbaum a massive offer already. One of those trend-setting offers, and so that's not good for us. I mean, they were just going to have to pay a pretty penny for him, So, Yellow Boy, my man, it's good to see you, my bud, my guy. It's been too long. I appreciate you, man. Hey, and right now I'm repping you, brother. I'm Yellow Boyed out right now. That's what's up, man. Hey, I hope you're having a good weekend so far. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we got some good stuff. We got some good stuff coming up. Y'all just stay true. Stay true. But yeah. Well, thank you for that there, El Chorchis. Yeah. A link will drop in the chat here. So if you got some free merch, if you want some merch, just like this right here, go ahead and just go to that store and you'll check it out. So, but yeah. So let's jump into my next part of the segment here where I'd like to do some high voltage pocket pool. And that is that I get to do a little bit of sports bets with you. And a quick little word from our sponsor. Shout out to Sleeper for you. Because actually, I'm really excited right now because there's a special thing going on right now. So let's just get into it, guys. So let me just kind of set this thing up here. All right, so check it out. Sleeper app is actually, just because football is over does not mean that the sleeper picks is over, because they now have updated the app to increase you kind of what you can do with it. They kind of have a poly market type deal now where you can actually pick based off teams or make some other predictions now. So it's actually really cool. And right now, if you kind of scroll all the way to the right, I just found this out. I was stoked to see it before the show, that we actually have things you can predict about the NFL Combine. And so that's really cool right now. So I've made a couple picks here. So, and I'll share those with you guys in a second. So right now you have the ability to to make predictions for who's going to have what's the longest vertical jump going to be this year. And right now it looks like I guess it has happened to be 40 up to 45 inches already. You can't even bet on it anymore. So now it looks like 46 inches is the possible thing. You know what? I'm just gonna throw it out there right now. So, and I'm just gonna do that one live with you right now. So just all you gotta do is just hit the yes button and put your amount, boom, and potential payout, whammy. There you go. $5 could be $15, but I only actually paid $4.65 for it. So that's awesome. So that's pretty cool. But you could also bet on the fastest 40 time. You can also bet make picks for the position with the fastest 40 time. So obviously I picked the wide receivers for that one, and I'll go over that too. And the player with the fastest 40 time, I didn't make a pick on that one yet because honestly I don't even really know the players too well, whatever. But let me just show you what my picks were. It's pretty cool. So yeah, so I think that we're gonna see at some player here do at least 40 bench presses in this combine. And then we're also going to see the longest broad jump of 139 inches. And then like I said, I believe that we're going to see the wide receiver get the fastest 40 time this year, which is very likely, very, very likely. So it's actually really cool. So if you haven't already, just go ahead and sign up. Sleeper app is awesome. We use it for fantasy football. We use it for all my bolt freaking bros degenerate bets and stuff like that. It's really fun. You guys you should do it, and I think we can still get $100 if you use the code Bolt Bros. If you deposit up to $100 too. So basically, you're getting free money to make some picks on with your account, and it's just really, really cool to do. And it kind of makes watching sports a little bit more exciting, I think, too. So, so join us up, have a good time with it, man, and let us know if you want any money. Let's go. All right, so that was my high voltage pocket pool. So let's get back into the slides and talk a little bit about more. So about the pillar number 2, talked about this a little bit more. We got a huge vacancy at center, which is a great relief for us. But so we have 2 options that we can figure this out. Obviously, the free agency or the draft. So what are we going to do? So here's the thought. Here's obviously the thoughts. If we go for free agency, obviously that means that we do not believe in Andre James being the guy just yet. And I do think that very much could be possible. Or if we go with the draft, then I think we might believe, hey, I think Andre James might be the guy. So let's put him in and make this new guy fight for that spot. Obviously, if we go for the draft here, there's really not that many centers that are, top tier in this draft, at least so far at before the Sunday or whatever, because the centers are going to be playing, or offensive line, essentially, they are going to be in the, performing or doing their underwear Olympics or whatever that on Sunday. So it's a good day to stay tuned. And tomorrow is going to be quarterbacks, wide receivers, and things like that, so I might lose some money tomorrow. We'll see. So that's kind of what we got going on here. So interesting enough. So, and obviously, aside from the center, we have some other decisions to make as well. Zion Johnson, what are we going to do with him? He's probably going to want some money. We obviously did not do the 5th-year option. Are we going to try to re-sign him? Are we going to make a deal with him? I don't really know. Yes, he was the best offensive lineman that we had on the line all year, aside from the times that Joe Alt was available. But that's kind of a low bar. Again, the bar is my nose. He was still, maybe at my lips, But again, the rest of the players were still here. They weren't all the way at the bottom. They weren't bottom beard. They were underneath my lips at least. So can we really say that he was good enough to stick around? He hasn't been great enough, this entire time. So we'll see. I don't know. Mekhi Becton, we all understand or kind of know the rules for him. He's probably on his way out. Hopefully it happens. We'll see what happens, though. Anyways, but when it comes to that, though, Joe Hortiz does downplay any of the systematic issues that we have on the team. We have a lot of different struggles. Definitely isolated incidents or whatever, more than conditioning failures. It's just, look, ish happens, and we just have to deal with it as we go. So, now the biggest thing too, actually, let me just double check. Let me before I go into this one, let me just double check you guys' comments real quick to kind of catch up with y'all. Y'all just talking to each other. Good. Yeah, good. I appreciate that. I love it when you guys talk to each other because it makes my life a little bit easier sometimes too. I'll be perfectly honest. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. He did turn down the massive offer. But I think he's still wanting to, he's just playing the game a little bit, so he wants to see what he can do. I don't blame him, yeah. There you go. Put Harvard back in. He has 6 months. But yeah, that would be ridiculous, right? Got some laughing. Yeah, no blue chews required. What's up, brother? How you doing, my man? Hey, hope you're having a good night. I'm just doing a quick little show here as fast as I can. So JSJ says Zion wants the money. Let him go. Yeah, he may actually want way too much money for what he's worth. So it's very possible that he may end up just being like, nah, we good. We're good, man. Move along, that kind of stuff. Jace, that's a nice proposition to replace Zion with Vega Ione. That could very well be the answer. But obviously, too, remember, we might be getting rid of Becton as well, so we're gonna need to find somebody else for that as well. So, yeah, interesting. Tupapa says, I think Zion is gone. There's better value out there. It's very possible. I think that's very, very true. And we'll see. Yeah, but you're right, though. That his best ability is that he stays healthy, he just needs to learn how to block better for some reason, so yeah. And I would bring him back, but on cheap, prove it contract. And he was unfortunately one of our best offensive linemen. Yes. Again, like I said, still low bar. Yeah. Here we go. I like this one. El Chorchis. If Keenan Allen was let go, what makes you think Zion will not be gone? Yeah, exactly. That's a really huge thing. It's if we have a big decision to make for that too, and so let's get into that for a second here. Talking about the wide receiver philosophy. Here's the big thing when it comes to that brain trust that we talked about. Mike McDaniel has obviously two priorities that Joe Hortiz spoke about. Number one, separation. primary trait Hortiz seeks in any receiver is being able to win early in the route. Aligns with Mike McDaniel's scheme of timing and space. Secondary type is contested catches, that winning those 50-50 balls. That we got to have that, when you have to, because there's a lot of times these players, there's going to be contention. So you got to be able to win those balls. That means you could probably have to be taller, have a higher vertical, and potentially you'll have better hands. And so that's a big thing. So Keenan Allen, remember he's like one of the best route runners in the business. And so he always gets that separation. He's always somehow available, juking them out and whatever. And obviously we all know he's got that big chip on his shoulder, and he's ready. He's ready to make things happen. He wants to play with us. He's totally willing to play with us. And I think we can get him for cheap. As long as we actually kind of, play him cautiously or casually, I would actually like to see Keenan back out with us. I 100% am on board with that. So, so I kind of moved around a little bit more here, but let's just talk a little bit about the roster outlook real quick. Obviously Bozeman's gone, center's there. Tuli Pilotu, we got to make him an extension priority. He's one of the top pass rushers. He had a career year last year. Let's get it done. Get him in there. Let's make it happen. Keenan Allen. Like I said, we just mentioned, let's just keep the door open for him. We'll figure out something. We might want to pick him up later. And hopefully he'll want to, kind of stick around here. He has mentioned that how LA's his team. We'll see what's going on though. So Odafe Oweh, we can't tag him, but we got to figure him out because we got to bring him back too. I really do think that he did super well with Tuli, with Khalil Mack, and even Bud Dupree too. I think hopefully he likes this locker room. Hopefully he likes what we're cooking here. So we're gonna try to lock him down for sure. So all right. So before I go on to the next part, let me just quickly jump into what you guys' comments here. Let's see. Hugo says we can find offensive line in free agency. And we can go be best player available in the draft, 100%. But here's the thing, though, too. I guess that's true. I mean, I feel like in the draft, and we'll get more into this too. In the draft, our offensive line is going to be our top priority, 1,000%, 100%. I believe that. First round, that's what I fully expect to happen right now. But you're right. If we get some solid players in the free agency, what do we do then? What do we do then in the draft? So, hey, do we go a linebacker? A freaking Sonny, what's his name? Sonny something. He's like a beast out there. He's apparently more athletic than Megatron Calvin Johnson was, and that's saying a lot. So could be huge. Beezy, my guy, bolt up. Let's go. Zion and Becton out. Yes, sir. We'll talk about that. Hugo saying he's tired. Thinking he's gonna retire. Well, we'll see. Still traumatized. Cleveland, James Penning. Oh yeah, I forgot about Grover Cleveland. Or not Grover Cleveland was he was a president, wasn't he? Whatever. Cleveland as an offensive guard. He's that's the Cleveland I'm talking about, not the president Cleveland. Hello. James Sawyer and Penning. It'll be interesting. Yeah, we still got Penning out there. That's a good point. It was interesting what the new online does and those guys. Edward Reisner, Sumalu. Yeah. A lot out there. McGovern believe he can play center. Yeah. Again, like one of my previous Thunder Hubs, I talked about all these different offensive linemen that we should be targeting in the free agency. And we'll go more into those pretty soon. We'll kind of dig into some targets that we like, so that'll be huge. But yeah, there's a lot of good players out there. So let's see what we get. Let's see. Hugo's Hortiz, Harbaugh, McDaniel better find that diamond in the rough speedster. But I don't know if we would find a generational, speedy, problematic versus defenses like Tyreek, despite his off-field BS. Yeah, and that's another reason too why we might not go after Tyreek Hill or Sonny Styles. That's it. Yeah, because of off-field shenanigans. The money they're projecting for Zion is bananas. He was their best offensive line, yes, but that's like saying he was the sharpest spoon in the drawer. Dude, that's what I'm saying, Chris. That's what I'm saying, man. He was below the lips on my Kyle scale here, like this is my nose is the bar, and like that, the hat is the top, and the below the beard is the bottom. So he was definitely not the sharpest. So yeah, exactly. Totally on board with you. So but so we haven't talked about this a little bit too, but this is a big thing right now too. It's like going into the whole receivers philosophy here and talking more about composition is that we got to talk about Quentin Johnston. We have a big decision to make for him about a 5th-year option right now, because it was just announced right now. There's an article that just came out, and a projection for him, if we decide to do a 5th-year option for him, would be $18 million up front this year. That's a big ask. That's a big payday for him for sure. The big question is that a worthy investment? What do you guys think here? So, I mean, obviously, look, he's absolutely improved every single year, but is it at the rate that we expect him to be? Look, I get it. Like, $18 million is a lot of money, but in the grand scale of things, you think about this is that if he was actually going to be signed, essentially, that would actually mean that he would probably be making anywhere from $30 to $40 million. Man, I would say it would be anywhere from like $30 to $60 million contract. Easily could be like 25 million a year, so 25 million a year. I don't know, something like that, or maybe more. Honestly, I don't really know the numbers necessarily, but the market for wide receivers right now is very expensive. And so doing a 5th-year deal for him just to get at least one more year of improvement out of him to really see if we can actually get a good, say like a breakout year from him, double-digit touchdowns, 1,000 plus yards in reception, stuff like that, I would love to see that, So, yeah, exactly. So that's exactly my thought, though, Alex, like he's not necessarily a 1,000-yard receiver right now, but he is a touchdowns guy. So he's been improving on all those elements every single year over year. It's getting higher, getting better. So is it worth it? I don't know. Is he going to match Mike McDaniel's play scheme? I don't know. And obviously the biggest thing too, for whatever reason, Greg Roman, again, square peg in a round hole, is trying to make QJ the deep ball guy. He is not that guy. Flat out. He's not. He's a good, like, middle of the field guy, yards after catch guy. So he could totally do that all day, every day. Ladd McConkey could do the same thing too. But who can do the deep ball guys? That could be KLS. That could be Darius Davis, maybe. Just burn people. Just run right past him. Get that 40 yards, in 4 seconds or whatever like that, and just burn them. Churn and burn, baby. That's all you got to do. A lot of people saying it's not worth it for QJ. Hugo saying, I'm sorry, but QJ is gone. He made a valiant effort this past season, but it's too little too late. I totally agree. Patrick says, though, but you can't blame QJ for his production last year. The O-line and play calling sucked. And that's very true. That's very valid as well. However, we will say that QJ did thrive and he did improve under Greg Roman's system. He got better touchdowns. He got more yards per season. So it's very possible that QJ could be another improvement, whatever that. Will he? And that's the big question. I mean, that's the gamble right now. Is he going to thrive under Mike McDaniel's system? Can he thrive under? So I hope Mike McDaniel and him are having conversations. Are they going to vibe? We'll see. Quick question from El Chorchis here: when will we see cuts being made? I think we'll start see them in March. Yeah, early in the month in March is when we're like, well, we'll get into it again. a little bit later. I believe it, but I believe it's March 8th is when free agency starts. And so that's when we're going to start seeing some early moves happen or whatever like that. I don't understand the rules sometimes. Like free agency is technically March 8th, but sometimes things get leaked earlier or whatever like that, So yeah. But yeah, BZ, yeah. KLS is the deep threat, 100%. I want to see him get out there and have some production, So yeah, and I also agree. I hope Darius Davis has a revival, but it's possible he might be let go too, though. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. So Chris B says, let's be real, Bolt fam. QJ was our best wide receiver last year. McConkey was mediocre, and Keenan was not consistent. When QJ was healthy, he was our best guy. And that's true, too. Again, now it all comes down to the new offensive scheme. So, March 12th is it? Yeah, so, yeah, I have it in my slides here at some point. Yeah, but we'll get into that. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah. I know, yeah, it's so crazy that tomorrow's the last day of February. It's freaking nuts, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Keep moving on. Okay. So we had the free agency decision here with Odafe Oweh. Obviously, we all love him here on the Bolt Bros. We definitely want to keep him around. 1,000%. I'm just making that well known to the universe now. We gotta keep Odafe Oweh. Yes. But the biggest problem is he's an edge rusher, guys. He's on a premium, had his best year ever. But then again, that begs the question, actually, thinking about this. Because he had such a great season with us and with us alone, will he want to play ball with us a little bit more? Be a little bit team friendly deal, His entire career at Ravens, he had 0 sacks, and then first year here he had 8. Or something like that, or a whole bunch. So it's very possible that he may make a deal with us, So we'll see, and I'd be 100% for it. I do honestly know the AI, whatever like that is not a Odafe Oweh. I think that's a QJ pitcher, or whatever, but that's it. Look, the biggest thing though too is like that's like I said, the willingness to negotiate is going to be a thing. It's going to come down to dollars and cents, nickels and dimes, my brothers. That's it, But setting a hard value is, and the ceiling is under for production, though, So like we got to be realistic with that, We can't. We 100% got to sign him, but we just got to make a right deal for it, I mean, obviously we got the money for it now, and we have the future cap space for it later too. So I'm all for it. Make a deal, make it happen. But yeah. But Hortiz made this point though too. He's like that. We want to seek volunteers, not hostages. We don't want people to play here if they don't want to play here, bottom line. So we got to get those vibes. We got to be vibing, man. You got to get the vibe, got to be that bolt up vibe. No blue chews. Stay ready. ASAP business. You know what I'm saying? But we want players to choose to be here and at the right price, though. That's the biggest thing, though. Anyways. So we'll find out. And we talked a little bit about that before, So, anyways, like I mentioned before, Tuli's a big priority for us too. We want to keep him around. He's definitely our future edge rusher guy. Love to see him. He's definitely, get some T's in the chat for Tuli. He's going to be a big contract as well, though. So we got to think about that, So obviously we might want to get that going on here. But yeah, he's definitely going to be the guy. He's homegrown, LA, all that stuff, So love to see him out there. Securing him early prevents market inflation later. And so we got to get some of that, So, anyways, AS saying is number 1 in the re-signing. Yeah. Luckily, Patrick says, luckily this draft is deep at edge, and if he goes via free agency, the Chargers should get a comp pick from him. Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah. So, but we got to get him in there. Sorry, to Papa. Yeah, yes. I use AI. We all use AI here on the Bolt Bros. It's actually a very valuable tool if you use it correctly. I know, but we have some fun with it, so it's good times. Anyways, okay. So the final, I think this might be the final pillar that we need to talk about is the draft strategy. Like I mentioned here, it's a new ball game out there, man. That NIL license thing has really changed the game. guys. I mean, like, because they're playing out there. Colleges are keeping plays longer, and they're playing. They're making tons of money just being on the college level. It's kind of a weird game now, because like all these players are coming into this thing. They're going to expect like, bigger and better deals than what they got from the NIL rights and stuff like that, So, but maybe they can keep those NIL rights and then continue to make money with that and their NFL salary. So who knows? But we're dealing with like grown men now, And it's kind of what, like I said, this started like really much about 4 years ago in 2022, but maybe even more, like that, But now the players are staying on the colleges for 5, 6, 7 years, maybe because they're like, they're strategically thinking now. It's like, this is a good draft class for quarterbacks. I want to get a higher draft pick, or so I'm a quarterback, but I'm eligible. But this guy's way better. He just won a national championship. If I want to get a chance to be in the first round, I need to wait an extra year, and because it's not as good a year next year. We'll see. Eli got a 45.5 vert. Crazy, right? So these players now are all going to be more physically developed, and they're more emotionally mature because now they have kids. Probably they have like wives. They're all married, and they're full on adults. They're not just straight out of college anymore now, like, and they already have money. So now honestly, and I'll say this, the one thing I like about the NIL rights is the fact that the players are now able to, the teams are able to see what players will do now that they have money. So it's less of a risk to spend millions of dollars on a player when you actually know that they are going to do the role assigned to them and what they're going to do with money now. Because before, it was literally just a freaking gamble. Because like, a lot of these, remember like my favorite Raiders player ever, Jamarcus Russell, really he just got that bag and just freaking GTFO. He just said, FTR, family, trust, respect, baby. Thank you for the bag. Sayonara, and now like, because these players are all millionaires already going into the league, that risk is mitigated. 100% is gone. So that's amazing. So any of those players, they actually might be very valuable. And because like, that they're not going to be, running away with the bag on you. So I like that. I think I actually kind of like the NIL for that reason, but we'll get more. We'll talk more about that as that develops and stuff. So this is a controversial comment that Joe Hortiz said over the press conference, because people are asking him like about quarterbacks, if they're interested in that. And he just said, yeah, you know what? You don't stop scouting quarterbacks just because you have a star. Backup reliability is a crucial part of being the champion. And I was like, what? Yeah. I mean, I get it. Yeah, sure. You never want to be like, hey, just because we have Tom Brady doesn't mean this is our version of Tom Brady, essentially. Just because you have him doesn't mean you shouldn't want to find somebody else to get underneath him. I don't know when, but I think the Patriots drafted, Garoppolo, and he was okay, obviously, and he had a career elsewhere and stuff, but he was never amazing. So yeah. But man, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Because like I was kind of blown away by that comment. So yeah. Anyway, so like Chris, we had comments about Chris O'Leary's method, about the interview process. Like, what do they do here? So let's see. So the biggest thing that you want to do when you're interviewing a player, of course, is it's the X factor, because obviously you could see exactly on paper how many times he benches, how fast he is, how high he can jump, how far he can jump, and what his split time is, and all this stuff, blah blah blah. But the one thing you don't know is the mindset, and that's what the character vetting is all about. So like I said, the NIL might help mitigate a little bit of that, for sure. But the biggest thing is you want to identify players that love the work of football, not just the lifestyle of football. It's like what kind of efforts are they putting in off the field as well as on the field? Those are those things. It's like in what do they do with their spare time versus what they do with their work time? Those things. There's the people that succeed the most at life do extra work outside of work. That's kind of the end of the day right there, So I hope that's what they're looking for. And guys, biggest thing they want to need guys that fit that new Chargers way under this brain trust and stuff. So that's pretty exciting. Oh yeah, so I think this is my last slide here. But yeah, the biggest thing is though too, this is kind of like the road to kickoff right now, So we got a lot of stuff coming up. March is a free agency. Obviously, we all know that center and the guard is our top priority right now. April's our draft, targeting immediate impacts and stuff. May through June is training activities and stuff, installing that offense, and trying to get everyone up to speed and stuff like that, But then we here at September, baby. Obviously, we have August for preseason. Hey, and guys, don't be knocking on preseason. I like preseason. It's actually fun to be out there. Ticket prices are cheaper for that too, so you can actually get closer than you normally do. But end of the day, the blueprint is set and execution begins now. Let's go, baby. Anyhow, yeah. So that's just it. So let me get into you guys' comments. So that was my last little slide there for that. I might, since this is not a normal Thunder Hub thing, I might just skip the bolt boosters, like that. Just hope you have biggest thing. I just hope you guys have a great weekend and have a happy weekend and stuff like that. But let me get into some of your comments before we close this out here and figure it out here. Eddie, my man, how you doing? Priority number 3, sign Connor McGovern, Joe Bottino, and re-sign Trevor Penning. I like that. In the priority 2, re-sign Oweh, Mack, and extend Tuli. Yep. Where was your number 1 here? I think I missed it. Don't make the mistake with Tuli like they did with Uchina Nwosu. Yeah, dude. And shout out to Uchina for getting that fumble recovery for a touchdown, man. Hell yeah, that was so what's up. Joe Hortiz, work his magic. That's right. Kenyan Sadiq ran a 4.4. Sheesh, right? Too bad other needs priority. Yeah, dude. Man, honestly, I would love to get a tight end, but not round 1 though. That's for sure. Yeah. Let's see. Hortiz just needs to realize that the NFL now prices are crazy. Yeah, they are. They really are, dude. It's nuts. Thieneman ran a 4.35 40. It would be crazy having him play behind DJ. Yeah, dude, that'd be nuts. And honestly, and that's a big thought for me right now. So when we think about this draft, guys, we got to think about, not only do we think about our needs now, we have to think about our needs in the future too. And here's my thought. Like I shared this with my brothers. We have to think about long and hard about the possibility of Derwin James maybe making his exit here pretty soon, because he's getting up there in age. He's been in the league for now 8+ years. Hey, I want him to, freaking stay with the Chargers until the wheels fall off, essentially, but the reality is that that's not a possibility all the time. So we'll see what happens. I hope he does stay a little bit longer, but we'll keep you guys posted on anything that happens there. So yeah. You don't know what's happening? I don't know what you're talking about. You don't understand that whole NIL thing. How does it work? So it's a good question here. And so NIL, it means name, image, and licenses. So players in college now, they have the ability to get brand deals from like sponsorships and all these different things. They can go on commercials and make tons of money through all that stuff. And they can be like essentially the poster child for the college itself, because they want, it's like, oh, he's a big brand name person. They can make brand names out of these players. And so they, like I said, they're making millions of dollars before they even set foot in the NFL and stuff like that, so it's crazier, And not only that, I mean, that's why NCAA Madden is a big thing now too, because all those players, they're getting a piece of that pie with EA Sports and stuff too. So and that's what was one of the things, the onsets of that whole conversation as well. So it's crazy. Papa says, let me get extend Tuli, sign Oweh, center, and 2 guards, and a tight end in the draft, and a tight end, then a defensive end, drafted defensive end, defensive tackle, speed rusher, linebacker, cornerback, O-line depth. Am I missing something? Well, see, I'm not sure if we need to really re-sign too much on the defense, to be perfectly honest, because we have such a solid crew there. There obviously are players there we do need to re-sign. Obviously, we already re-signed T.R. Tart, gave him a bunch of money. So we're moving in that direction for sure, But yeah, I think there are some players in defensive tackle we need to. But yeah, if this is gonna be a busy free agency, I 100% believe right now, So yeah. Yes, the biggest bust ever, not Ryan Leaf Chargers bias. Yeah, it probably, yep. If QJ sees success in McDaniel's system, then extend him. Simple as that. Bottom line, 100%, Ronald. I love it. I hope McDaniel has quick pass plays. Yes, he needs that. We need that for sure, especially if our offensive line is buns again. Hortiz is right. Backups matter. I mean, look at how much depth we have on Herbert. Yeah, for sure. Jamarcus Russell for Chargers at guard. That'd be terrible, right? Sadiq 2 Ducks. Yeah, 2 Papa. Let's see. I wish you the best on your date. Hey, who's going on a date? Hey, appreciate it. Hey, good luck on your date, man. Hopefully it ends at her house. Hey. Let's see. Makes sense. Also, I think we saw last year that Trey Lance was cut won't cut the mustard if we ever need him. Then again, that may have been Roman. Yeah, again. Yeah, you're right, Chris. Yeah, it's kind of I'm on the thing. Oh, here we go. We got the 4th priority here. After those important signs, Nakobe Dean, tight end Njoku, and then Sheffield working Magic to draft for cheap deals. All right, yeah, that might be good. Might be a good idea. Yeah, Thinneman was good. Yeah, a lot of people like him. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. 100%. It was all Roman. No one thrives under him. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, thank you for clarifying this. NIL cannot be carried over from college. It's basically a signing bonus to play at that college. NFL draft salaries are slotted, so those that get the NIL money will probably make less than the NFL and initially. Well, okay. Well, that's interesting to know. I didn't realize that. But thank you for clarifying that, because to be perfectly honest, I don't really follow college football that well. So we're definitely gonna heavy rely on you guys to give us some ideas and insight about certain players, and that's why we do these live shows, honestly, because we want to hear from you guys. We want to interact with you guys and understand what is going on with them just as much as we want to share our thoughts with you guys. So, but yeah, like I said, college football is not my priority at all. I mean, I'll watch it every once in a while, but I'm just like, I don't know. But I'll say this though. I am going to get into the UFL this year, and I'm going to be doing some watch parties. And I'll even get into this one that's called A7FL. And it's basically tackle football, but there's no pads. So we're going to see some heavy hits. People getting hurt. It's going to be wild. So I'm excited for it, guys. And to be perfectly honest, I may even do some European Football League too. European League of Football, I think it's called ELF. That's really weird that it's called the Elf League. But we'll see. We'll get into it. It just depends. Because, hey, honestly, I'll be perfectly honest. The only sport that I really care about is football. And so that's just kind of how it goes for me. But my guys, let's see. Derwin even talk about it. Derwin will play until his gray beard, just like Ed Reed. Hey, and I'm right there with you, Chris. I agree. I 100% think that will. Yeah. And that extra year because of COVID. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, people have gone that extra year because of COVID. So people have been doing that for a while. And we've seen some of the results of that too. So yeah. Okay, so we got a good comment here. If Joe Hortiz lets Oweh Mack walk, then don't get a top center and get mid guys just because they are cheap. I'll be mad, to be honest. Yeah, and that's true. That is 100% true too. Yeah, so we definitely got to prioritize something there. Yeah. Offensive line is top priority. Other needs will fall in place. Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Well, let's just get it. Let's just wrap it up here. I really appreciate you guys. But thanks for joining the Thunder Hub. Yeah, I know it's a different night of the week. I did it Friday instead of Thursday. Like I said, I had some other family things going on for Thursday, so I had to pick a different day. But I'm happy you guys showed up. It was really awesome. I did not really think many people would show up because it's Friday. People trying to get party, trying to get ready for going out and hitting the clubs, stuff like that. So hey, but stay responsible. And just to kind of wrap it up here for the Chargers Bolt booster, essentially, but just be responsible. It is a Friday. Don't get into too many fights. I'm talking to you, Eddie. But if you do go out and you do have a date, whatever, I hope you do end up end the night at her place. And if you need to, take that blue chew ahead of time just to make sure that you ready and you bolt the F up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but like I said, guys, I appreciate y'all for being here. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you again on Sunday. And that's a big day for the combine as well, because that is the offensive line. So we'll talk more about that, and we'll kind of keep you guys updated and chat more about it. But stay up, guys. Have a great night. And Bolt Bros, let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.
Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bolts in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.